Okay, so after taking up skating around 18 months ago and doing it regularly around my local town and in my neighbourhood, I thought it was about time I made a video. Before you get too far into this, I should probably point out that this video is of me going to the shops on skates. I do not enter shops with my skates on. I did do that once, but it just felt weird. I didn't get any remarks from anyone actually, and I did ask a shop assistant if it was alright, but it just felt really antisocial, and with good reason I reckon. Probably against the rules that most stores have too. So these are my skates. I do intend to make a more detailed video on my skates and all the associated setup, but in short the skates are made by Powerslide and they feature 125mm wheels, which is much larger than the average inline skate wheel, but I reckon very well suited to the roads where I live. So here I go. Now this may look a little bit reckless, but my main concern when I skate is safety. Helmet, knee pads, elbow pads and wrist guards, but also a bell, rear view mirror and lights when needed. You'll see the bell and the mirror in use a little bit later into the video. It is not illegal to skate on the road. It is prohibited by some local bylaws to skate in certain places, which can include parkland and playground, city centre areas, etc. So as far as I know, I'm not breaking any laws in doing what I'm doing in this video. The way I go about this is to assume that I'm a second-class citizen of the road and the pavement, let others go first, keep a good distance away from people and vehicles whenever possible, and don't take unnecessary risks. The route I'm skating here is a 4-mile round trip to our nearest shopping centre at Birchwood in Warrington. The road I'm on right now was resurfaced a couple of months back, and I was really chuffed when they did that, as before the conditions were pretty awful as far as skating was concerned. So why do I skate? Why did I choose skating? Well, about 18 months ago I was not in a great place as far as physical fitness was concerned. I was the heaviest and unfittest I've ever been after turning 40, and it just seemed like crunch time. I either got myself on track or I would slide down a slippery slope to bad health oblivion. I have never smoked, never done drugs, only occasionally drank alcohol, but milk chocolate, biscuits, crisps, cake, ooh, they were big weaknesses, let me tell you. I started by getting my diet on track. I quit pretty much all the unhealthy stuff and read books on healthy living. I adopted a whole foods diet, mainly plant-based, and I applied more discipline when it came to late night snacks. Then I considered my options for an exercise regime. I needed something I could do regularly, something that would fit in with my lifestyle of being a mainly home-based worker. Cycling didn't really fit the bill somehow. Running I'd done much of over the years, but the fun factor in that for me has dwindled away a bit. Then I remembered my old rollerblades that I'd gotten way back in the late 90s when I was at college. I'd used them just a couple of times after being inspired to get myself a pair after seeing a gang of lads in London bombing the city centre hill around a corner, one of them backwards, so casually. I got myself a pair in Norwich, and then I returned one day a few months later to London to give them a try out, where I would just blend into the crowd. I hadn't really got a clue what I was doing back then. I muddled through my own skate tour of London without falling over enough to hurt myself as far as I can recall. But something was missing, like knowing how to skate properly. The skates went into storage in my parents' garage, and they only came out again I think once after I got married and moved house. I remember trying them on one day a few years ago and thinking, how do people ever do this? Skate on the lumpy, bumpy, gnarly tarmac roads and seem to enjoy it, get themselves around. Then I finally tried them out in the local park, those skates I had bought way back then. This time they actually fell apart. The wheels broke up and they were too seized up to replace, so I needed some new skates. I bought a cheap but pretty good pair from Decathlon, Fit 3 they were called, and after I had hammered them somewhat, I decided I needed another pair more high up the range. I visited a great skate shop down in Eastbourne called Loco Skates, which have a huge range. I tried on loads of pairs and finally bought 2 pairs of skates, some K2 Boas with 90mm wheels and some Power Slides with 125mm wheels. The pair I've got on now is an amalgam of 2 pairs of Power Slide skates and the liners from the 3rd pair. Yeah, a lot of trial and error was needed for me to arrive at a pair of skates that I could wear happily on a regular basis without them pinching my feet or causing blisters. I skated a 54-mile double marathon in these skates, with only a slight blister occurring halfway through, quickly sorted by the application of a Compeed patch. Then came this old platform, YouTube. Bill Stoppard of PintoPonyProductions, Ricardo Lino, Shop Tasks Sean Unwin, Asher from Skate Fresh. These people taught me how to skate. I also read a few books on it too. Oh, and just around the time I began skating, I took the family a few times to Skate Academy in Warrington, which was an indoor skate rink in an old supermarket building, but that closed down just a couple of months later, unfortunately. The nearest skate rink to me now is in Wigan, which is apparently the largest indoor skate rink in Europe. I've been there a few times. It's good to practice some drills indoors on smaller wheel skates, plus my eldest son really likes it too. What you saw me doing just then, climbing that hill up a motorway bridge, is a bit of a progression from skating on the flat. The action required to skate uphill is not comparable with anything else really. Ice skating like that is not really possible. It's a great workout for the vastus lateralis muscles in the thighs and also the glutes. A prerequisite for the forthcoming hill bomb is obviously the ability to stop. The T-stop and the heel brake are both options here, and the bell comes into force here when I can't quite see around the corner. I promise you none of this footage is sped up in any way. I wanted to keep it real to give more of an idea of what it's like to do this sort of suburban skating. So, here I am, arriving at the shopping centre. My Cedar rucksack is specifically designed to carry skates, so what I do, as you can see here, is I change my blades for lightweight shoes and lash my skates to the rucksack. I'm then free to wander around the shops with my gear not being a burden. Okay, shopping done. Whatever I can fit into a supermarket basket, I can fit into my rucksack. But I have to pack outside because with the skates lashed to the bag, I can't really fit the shopping in. So yeah, one of those things. On several occasions I have bitten off a bit more than I can chew, and I've bought about twice the amount of shopping that would comfortably fit in the rucksack. But a couple of spare bags have come to the rescue, and I just tied these to the rucksack and bladed on home. All good. I do quite enjoy the challenge of buying frozen food and getting it home before it thaws out. Ice lollies in the heat wave. Yep, done that. My aim is to do as much of the family shopping as possible on skates. So, not quite as fast on the way back with the extra weight in the rucksack. Oh yeah, the light up wheels. These are a great safety feature for skating at night. They actually work all the time, but can't really be seen unless it's dark. They're really difficult to get hold of, by the way. I recently ordered some replacements which had to be shipped from China. So aside from the roller rink or the skate park, I've seen precious few other people skating in my 18 months of experience around Warrington. A handful. I'd love it if it was more of an everyday thing to see skaters around the neighbourhood. Maybe the tide is changing. Anyway, that's it for now. Shopping done. Home and a bit of chill time, maybe. Thanks for watching, people. Please like, comment and also subscribe. If you click the little bell icon, you will get a notification when I next post. So skate safe, and I'll see you in my next video.